So recently, Nintendo's been on this huge sweep, taking all their games off of big ROM sites like Cool ROM and Emu Paradise. Probably so they don't cut into Virtual Console sales. I get it. It's copyrighted content that's being illegally shared and they took action. I don't blame them for that. It's their property and they can sell it how they want. However, the Virtual Console is an archaic piece of shit service that blatantly ignores everything that makes emulation so attractive. If Nintendo doesn't want people to pirate their old games, then they should make their old games service better. I don't feel like I'm getting my money's worth when I buy the old Mario on Virtual Console. I would much rather download Mario off these evil websites and emulate it myself. Which is piracy. So basically this video is just going to be me complaining about Virtual Console for about 7 or 8 minutes, alright? Let's go ahead and get my biggest problem out of the way. No cross-buy. So let's say you were to go and
make backup copies of games you legally own.
You have the raw ROM file right there. You can copy it all you want and play it on whatever emulator on whatever device you want, with no cost. Stubborn-ass Nintendo refused to make an account system for the longest time. You bought Super Metroid on the Wii and now you want to play it on the 3DS? Too fucking bad, pay up kiddo. As of this recording, Nintendo still hasn't done a proper Virtual Console for the Switch, which does have an account system. So maybe this problem will be solved, we'll just have to see. Video quality. Just about every emulator I've played with has options to tweak the video to your liking. 2D games get scaling options and filters, if you're into that sort of thing, while 3D games get better 3D resolution and widescreen hacks, and sometimes even full retexture projects. Video options for Virtual Console vary on a system-to-system basis, but still mostly suck. For the most part, your game's just gonna be to fit your screen. Pixels are uneven this way and they gotta put a filter on it to make it not as piss ugly. Now this is very inconsistent. NES games on the 3DS have a forced aspect ratio stretch correction, while the SNES has the choice between kinda stretched pixels and a pixel perfect image. And the Wii U versions of both of these systems are missing these options entirely. What gives? Not only that, but they'll mess with the in-game graphics too. Wii U darkens some games for no reason, and flashy effects get sorta motion blurred to prevent seizures. See how the effects in Earthbound on the Wii U are just dulled compared to an actual copy? I get that some people are sensitive to flashing lights, but an option to turn it off would be nice for the majority of people playing. The games. There's no doubt about it. With emulation, you can play just about any game you can get your grubby mitts on. Not only that, there's also out-of-region games, fan translations, ROM hacks, even games that were never officially released and got leaked. With Virtual Console, you're pretty much at the mercy of whatever games they decide to push on their store. Everyone wanted a chance to finally play Earthbound when the service launched on the Wii in 2006. It took them 7 years for that to actually happen, and there's tons more great games that get ignored for whatever reason. Everyone wanted Pokemon games, and it took them 10 years for just the broken-ass Game Boy ones. And the 3DS itself was underpowered, and the library shows it. Oh look, you can play the Game Gear version of Sonic 3D Blast. You know I have a $50 phone that can play PSP games? They locked Game Boy Advance games behind a VIP program, and Super Nintendo games only worked on a later hardware revision. Even then, there's only like 20 SNES games, with no signs of any more coming. Did you know the 3DS has TurboGrafx 16 games? There were only 4 games released for it, and only in Japan, and they did a great job on it too. There's full options for controls and scaling. Why didn't we get this? They released a few Japan-only games, like Castlevania Rondo of Blood on the US Wii Shop, and they localized Mother 1 as Earthbound Beginnings for the Wii U, but not the 3DS for some reason. But you know, it's nice that Nintendo's actually acknowledging foreign games like that for the US market. They've been getting pretty good about that. And Star Fox 2, don't even get me started, can you believe this shit? A completely finished sequel to Star Fox 1, never officially released. They finally release it, but pack it in some scalper bait TV game, not an actual console. They're just fucking with us now. But all this is pointless if you have homebrew and custom inject any game you want. Controls. Emulators let you use whatever controller you want and rebind buttons as you please. For the most part, Virtual Console just tells you to deal with whatever config they give you. Now this isn't exactly a problem in systems that share a one-to-one button placement, but it's frustrating when, say, you want to play Mario 3 on the 3DS, but you want to use Y and B like Super Mario on the Super Nintendo controller instead of B and A. You just can't change it. The Wii at least let you use the GameCube controller for games that require the classic controller, but button mappings were weird and unchangeable. Some games didn't translate well, like Donkey Kong Country put jump on B and run on Y. That's comfortable. Now this is mostly a problem with the 3DS and Wii specifically. Almost all the Wii U Virtual Consoles have rebindable controls now. Except the fucking DS games, your only controller choice is the big-ass gamepad, not the way more comfortable Pro Controller, and controls can't be rebound at all. What the fuck are they doing? I don't want to play that controller. Everything else. These are just small annoyances that I can't stretch out for a whole section. Like multiplayer. Emulators have had net play for years, but Nintendo can't even be dick to make local multiplayer an option on the 3DS half the time, let alone online play. And where the fuck are the GameCube games? The Wii U has GameCube functionality, you just need Homebrew to unlock it. On top of that, I can add widescreen codes and patches all I want. A bunch of neckbeards in their basements hacked it so I can play Mario Sunshine at 60 FPS in widescreen. Why the fuck can't Nintendo do that? They should take note from other companies. Sega's 3D Classics line on the 3DS is a perfect example. It's separate from Virtual Console, and they go all out in configurable options. Scaling, TV filters, 3D effects, arcade borders, game regions. Hell, you can even change what system revision you're playing on. These people made the Wii U's GBA Virtual Console, and hey, it's the only one with actual scaling and filter options. Maybe Nintendo should let them handle this from now on. Even PS4's PS2 Classics and Xbox One X's Xbox One backwards compatibility have a lot more care put into them. Better performance, widescreen support, achievements, and even higher resolutions. Things people would love to see done for GameCube games. Things that people have already done using emulation. Do you see what I'm saying, Nintendo? In conclusion, again, my main point is that Virtual Console doesn't offer anything close to the experience emulation does. I don't expect Nintendo to sell bare ROM files, but improving their service to be at least comparable to emulation would be a step in the right direction. More people will buy from them for convenience sake. I could pirate all my Steam games, but I don't, because Steam, as a service, has lots of features to make it convenient. That's their anti-piracy measure, and I think it applies here as well. Make it worth it. Give me online multiplayer. Let me just buy the fucking game once and be done with it. Give me better video and control options. Nintendo's been breaking into the mobile market, why not put Virtual Console on them? You know what a cool feature would be? If I could synchronize saves between systems so I don't have to choose just one console to play the game on. All this stuff could be fixed on the Switch. They haven't really done Virtual Console on it yet, so there's still a chance to win me over. We just gotta wait and see. Whatever, this video's done. And since I'm taking forever, here's a sneak peek for what you've all been really waiting for. One of these games will be featured in the next backlog video. Just keep an eye on your subscriptions and you'll find out. And let me know if you like this kind of video and you want to see more. I'm still kind of figuring out my thing here. I might do different things, I might do some more of this. Let me know. The phone's ringing! Ugh. The collar's blocked. Why was the collar was blocked? Whatever, goodbye.